Greetings, my fellow spice smugglers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Dune Spice Wars, Episode 4. The Spice Must Flow. Alright, I need to save up a little bit for the Chom branch.
Right.
So pillaging something would be helpful in this case.
We're listening.
Oh, my sniper's dead.
It's clear. Yeah, we're going.
Didn't get him out in time. Because they are using snipers, they do bonus damage to low supplied units, and my sniper was pretty low supply because he was in combat previously. So he got killed. I could hire a mercenary, but I think I'm going to hire another sniper.
I'm all ears.
And then I'm going to rally my troops back so that they're not fighting right now, so that they can recover.
We ain't paid enough.
I'd rather go full
What
force
do you want?
than have more of my troops killed off.
Okay. Let's go then.
What do you want?
Alright, so here's the vote, and Atreides is doing the best, so I'm going to put all of my influence to ruin Atreides' exchange rate with Trome. So we'll see if that works.
Yeah.
It might not. It might get. I might get hit with it anyway. And another probe succeeded. And more development research. So I just got economic lobbying, and I'm going to unlock ground command and support structures in that order. There's also these ruins, which are for expansion development, which will be after I get the crashed chopper. All right.
Hello.
Let's get our supplies and health all the way up, because as you can see, they're not liberating all that fast. I have a little bit of time before I have to get there. It's not instant, so it's good to be fully healed. Oh, I could put 10 more influence behind this because I hit a new threshold. You can only vote up in increments of 10, but I hit 161, so I'll put another 10. Oh, sandworm. Recall. Alright, and let's go ahead and stop this neutral siege from messing with me. So I'll bring my sniper in as well.
Let's get going.
My harvester did get rescued, which is cool.
You all right, boss? Finally, some action.
And redeploy it.
What do you want? That's gonna hurt.
Now, I'm not contesting this yet because I actually don't have a foot on it, so I'm going to purposely put one of my scavengers in the zone so that it can't just flip despite the fact that I'm fighting them.
We'll get a sheriff, right?
That's gonna hurt.
Alright, bribe has been paid. Chopper's been analyzed. Let's go with the expansion research. Or the economic. What do I want more? Yeah, I want expansion.
Need something, Chief? There's
Okay.
no rush,
City's protected.
Right?
Listening.
Cheers. Here, buddy.
We're listening.
So as soon as yeah, now it's no longer being raided. I'm going to wait for these guys to heal up, and then I'm going to start pillaging adjacent territories for Solari, because as soon as I hit 1,500 Solari, I could build the Chom branch, which gives me a bonus to the exchange rate of spices And then the agents assigned to Chom infiltration produce more Solari. And also the Solari upkeep for all of the regions directly adjacent to my home siege become cheaper, which is a great way to make more money. So it's a real economic boon. And I really hope that... There we go. I put 10 more votes behind Atreides here.
Hello.
I really hope that I don't get slapped with that extra tax. That would be bad. A defensive battery may be good. It would be, but I don't have the... I don't really have a lot of excess manpower to be able to man it at the moment. So I agree with you, but it's going to have to wait.
Yes.
An unassigned agent I will put behind Chom.
Finally, some action.
Now, I'm not raiding this place because I do plan on annexing it as soon as I hit the 109 authority required. So I'm going to leave it alone and not put it on cooldown. And instead raid the other adjacent places.
Let's get going. I'm all ears. You need a sniper?
I have a lot more intel, so I'll start. I should probably start to save up for the underworld cells. I keep forgetting to. So I'll do that next if possible. Because that's a really good way to start annexing territories efficiently.
Yes. Yes.
Results! You bastards! Everybody voted for me. So what ended up happening here is I used all my influence anyway. Right? I lost 170. But Harkonnen, Fremen, and the neutral minor houses voted that I get slapped with the Chom controlled market penalties. So what I think I'm going to do here is stockpile all of my spice, which is going to temporarily tank my Solari, and I'll make up with it. I'll make up for it by pillaging villages. Because the exchange rate of spice to Chom right now is bad. The previous rate was 2.2, now it's 1.8. So I'd rather just stockpile it until the controlled markets goes away, or until I get my Chom branch, which is 30% in the opposite direction, which will nullify the rate. Uh-oh. Get moving. And those neutral houses probably don't like me pillaging them. Like all these villages that I've been pillaging, so that's why they like voted against me. But even if they hadn't, enough of the enemy factions did vote against me that I don't think it would have mattered. Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. Because Fremen and Atreides voted against me. And then Harkonnen, Harkonnen and Fremen voted against me. Atreides didn't even vote for controlled markets. They voted to not have the military developments completion speed increased. And then nobody really cared about the de-escalation. 9 points were voted by minor houses. So what the de-escalation does is it, if you had infiltration levels into houses, it would reduce those infiltration levels by 2. But because I'm not infiltrating any of the enemy houses, it makes no difference to me right now.
What do you want? You alright, boss? What do you want? I'm all ears. Yeah.
Okay, that gave me Paracompass. Garbage. It's not a very useful skill. Alright, let's try economic development from this harvester wreck.
You alright, boss? I'm all ears. Yeah.
Alright, mission succeeded for the probe, and also I have enough money for the Chom branch. Because of the pillaging.
Yes, boss.
So where am I probing now? I like to probe, although it's not much of a point, I like to probe the deep deserts, because if you don't, to fully explore them, you basically just have to micromanage your choppers. So it's a good way to to shortcut. And can I build the extractor? I can. Let's get that. I don't know why I hadn't done that yet. So that's going to give me 50 water, so it's going to triple the amount of water that I'm making, which is kind of nice. And I'm going to go shuttle my troops over to Burnham, to raid Burnham, and then annex Dalrek. So I get a second spice field, which should be really helpful. Man, my exchange rate sucks. Look at this. Ugh, gross. It's like 1.6 right now. I might have to sell my my spice anyway, unless I can build up 200 of it in order to sell it on the black market instead, rather than to sell it to Jom, because my my Solari is tanking. But it depends on how fast I can raid Burnham or not.
Yes.
So I'm aiming to raid Burnham and plunder them as soon as I can, because, yeah, my Solari is dropping fast. Another thing I could do is just to trim costs. So trimming costs would be like removing things that have high upkeep, high Solari upkeep. Unfortunately, there's not a lot that I can do that wouldn't be pretty penalizing. So at this area, I think what I could do is add a fuel cell factory, which is going to make more money than it will cost. But there's not a whole lot of other production facilities that would move the needle much at all. Maybe over here for more fuel cells too.
I'm all ears.
What do you need?
We'll dispose of them for a safe distance. They'll die.
Okay, so there's the water. I have tons and tons of water. That's going to make it a lot easier for me to annex things. So as you can see, water perfusion is minus 21 authority required to annex it here now because of how much water I have, which is kind of awesome. Of course, my economy is tanking, but we'll remedy that in a second. And if it really is a problem and I can't offset it with the fuel cells or anything like that, which likely is true, I could just start selling my spice again to Chom.
That's gonna hurt.
Alright, so here at Dalda, I will put a fuel cell as well.
What do you want?
Spice and fuel merchants. Point of interest. So this is an economic development. Alright, we'll see if it gives me something. It's probably going to do grid X. We'll see. It gave me... oh, fieldwork. Fieldwork's actually pretty good, considering all these special regions that I already have annexed. What's next? More economic development. That will work.
I'm all ears.
So that pillaging has definitely helped to buffer me for a bit. These units are actually pretty healthy, so I'm going to go straight after Dalrek now. Oh, shoot.
What do you want?
Worm.
What do you want? What do you want?
So the worm's kind of around here, so I should be fine stepping out this way, because it's not close to where the worm was centered. The worms basically, you can think of them as like haunting. They like haunt a specific area, so right now this area has worms.
Need something,
So this area won't. And there's a special event, Turmoil. So if I don't either take control of a new village, which I'm actually about to do, or build a new building, which I have already queued up, one of my villages will rebel against me. That's going to be easy to fulfill, because I have multiple buildings queued up right now. 1, 2, at least 3 buildings queued up, so yeah, that will resolve itself without penalty.
You all right, boss? The path is clear.
Trade request. No.
What do you want?
You want 243 plascrete for 98 Solari? Go away. You fat expletive deleted.
Let's break some bones.
Alright, it would be better if I locked down these snipers.
Ready to strike.
Hello.
Alright, so the fuel cells are starting to get made, and as you can see, my running in the red is disappearing pretty quick. And then as soon as the Chom branch is built, my running in the red will, like, fully disappear. Another thing I could do is, let's actually, for the first time, go to this black market and sell some spice. So that was 548 coin for 200 spice. So at a pretty good exchange rate. So we can just black market our spice instead of selling to Chum, if we're taxed the way we are.
This stuff is expensive, you know.
Let's learn. What do you want?
Oh, and now we're in the plus already, due to all of the energy markets that I have. All it took was me building some fuel cell factories. And here's our second spice field. Nice. Very, very productive. I do have, I should have done this already, but I do have enough manpower to put more crew in this harvester. And the next council, ooh, more propaganda, I like that. I'm going to put a bounty on myself for that. I don't really care about the other two, but I do want the authority. And I'll resolve that negative event because I built plenty of buildings. No worries there at all. So as soon as the Chom branch is set up, I'm going to start working on the 2-tiered military branch for the +2 power to my units. This is controlled, so we're going to immediately set up a refinery. And
What do you want?
I'm going to let my units heal up a little bit, and then we're going to go raid Burra again, or Burha, because, God, I like raiding that place. It's actually kind of nice to leave these two regions unannexed. I might actually end up annexing Burha, because Burha borders my home branch, and the Solari upkeep reduction from the Chom branch is pretty powerful. So because Burha is going to benefit from that, it might be good to add Burha, but I might leave Burnham here, like, so that I can just pillage it over and over and over again, even though it is the Great Volcano, because it's fun to just pillage. But I don't know. Who knows? I might end up adding it anyway, especially if I end up getting the technology to make this worth more.
You asked for chemical expert.
Alright, so this is economic development. What did it give me? More field work? Yeah, I think it gave me just a little bit more field work. Alright. I think I'm going to actually do one of the crash choppers, because I want to get Haderach here. And in order to get Haderach, one of the tools that I could do is to use the underworld cells to make it cheaper for me to annex it.
Right, boss. That's our job.
Oh, and I am sharing a border with Fremen, which potentially puts Esha at risk, but probably they would attack Harasek because they border Harasek, but they could go through Ada here and go to Esha, so that is that's somewhat contested.
Yeah? What?
You all right, boss?
It's funny how I got slapped with that Chom tax, and I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'll just sell fuel instead.
Hello.
That's gonna hurt.
And raid villages. Okay, there we go. The Chom branch is now done. If we take a look here, I am now up 50, like, I've counteracted the controlled markets considerably. So I could start selling my spice, but I'd rather just keep stockpiling it because this controlled markets penalty will go away in 9 days. And then, as I said, next I'd like to start building the barracks, which makes my units tougher. And then after that, get command post, which I'm currently researching and will have done in like a day. So I'm pillaging villages in order to be able to afford... Oh, I have a raid incoming. Oh, speaking of raid. Hi, Tie-Dye. A different kind of raid. Welcome, Tie-Dye. How was playing RimWorld today? Alright, here's my new harvester. And I've already crewed it up once. I'm about to get 50 more manpower. There we go. Crewed it up twice. So I've doubled my spice production. And I don't know where the Solari just came from, but I don't mind. Let's go build the barracks. So, I do, now that I have the Chom branch and the economic lobbies, the Chom branch and economic lobbies will make spice on the market worth a whole lot more once that controlled market penalty goes away. Meaning that I'll be rolling in Solari.
You need a snipe. We ain't paid enough. Yeah, we're going.
Now, territory this far away from enemy territory really doesn't need to be protected. I don't really need to worry about it at all, except for dune worms and the like. It's highly unlikely that Atreides is going to go through multiple zones to get to me, and they can't even go through this deep desert, so it will sort itself out pretty effectively.
That's a nice spot.
I am going to go up to
Okay,
Heresik
let's
to
go then.
protect against this raid, but as you can see, here's the militia. This is the first time I'm actually using militia. I can't control militia, so they are just automatic. They do whatever they want to do. But they're here to try to protect Heresik automatically. But to minimize the loss of these units, it would be good for me to roll out my own units to protect them. Oh, nice. You're doing the Arcanexus. That's awesome.
Pretty dead.
Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Alright. There's the intel. Now I have enough to get underworld cells as soon as I have 200 Solari. So I'll save up for that so I can get Hodrek here, another spice field. But as you can see, my spice production rate is up to 68, which is quite a lot due to the second field. Oh, here we go. Some enemy faction, I'm not sure which, just used poison the reserves on me. So what that means is in this region, my home region, my troops won't regenerate health and they drain extra supplies. And what's funny is it doesn't tell me who did it, but if I mouse over here, it only affects Smugglers, Harkonnen, and Fremen, which means Atreides did it. Those bastards.
Listening. We'll dispose of them from a safe distance.
Alright, so my militia just died. To be able to replace that militia, I'm going to need to spend some manpower. Oh, and I have development research. So we now have the support structures to be able to build the command post. Let me start working on more spying. So I'm going to go with spying logistics next for more recruit speed and the intelligence agency building as well. So the intelligence agency is this guy, which is pretty powerful for, you know, smugglers. And here's the next council vote. I put a bounty on Imperial propaganda, but I am going to then throw my influence where my money is and back myself as well. And hopefully I get it.
We're listening.
Don't they like burning chest?
All right. I'm going to have everyone rally around Arkta because I'm going to go raid Ye Alni over here. And I'm trying to save up my authority to be able to get the next spice field over here at Had. Sandworm, let's recall you. Please don't eat me. Please don't eat me. Please don't eat me. Because I have 2 crew in there. So it would cost 100 manpower to replace, and they escaped. Good. Good, good, good.
I'm all ears. Listening. What do you want? Let's get going. You all right, boss? Yes, boss.
So sometimes the pathfinding's a little weird. So if you look at this guy, he doesn't really know where to go. He was doing the electric slide.
Our job.
What anomaly am I researching right now? I feel like it's been a while. Oh. No, what am I doing? I'm not doing anything. Yeah, that's a mistake. Harvester Rec for economic. Sometimes you just miss the pop-up, and then you're not re-alerted that you have none of your Arrakis agents doing anything. And I have just hit the 5K threshold. So in order to see, you can either click this button to be able to see the benefits that you get. So the benefit that I'm getting is that I gain 50 votes at the land strat. What that means is I can cast 50 ballots on council provisions without having to pay any influence, which is cool. Then I also gain contraband special events, which is... I actually forget where they are. Oh, I think they're the special events that you survey. Yeah, I remember contraband special events because you can send a military unit to...
I'm all ears.
Okay, I'll show you when I can show you. So over here in the Lancerad Council, one of the things you'll notice up here is I can vote up to 50 and it doesn't turn blue. That means I'm not using my influence. And then I can use my influence to vote up to whatever my votes plus influence is. In this case, it's 130. And in like a day, it will be 140. How long does the poisoning last? 2 days. And the calendar's up here. So, time progresses relatively slow. And we are pillaging you.
What do you need?
Yes.
Ooh, another spice field. Oh, it's a spice field controlled by Atreides. Noted.
What do you want?
Now that I have that Solari, that will allow me to fund a underworld cell. So I'm going to research that mission. I'm going to get my troops inside of the Siege Tuic, and I'm going to send them over to Hadrak in order to annex Hadrak. Chome rates are up again, yes. So now, if you take a look at my chome rate, I am making a whole lot of bang for my buck. Look at this. Look at that. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Good call. I can also just sell spice on the black market, so I'll do that too. But I'll probably, given the buildings that I have and the rate that I get, I probably actually make more money selling to official chome than on the black markets. Now that I have the 50% bonus.
Need something, Chief?
What do you...
Fly, you fools. You know what's funny is because of my air landing strip there, I can literally land on this hostile town. And don't mind if I do. Over here, let's next build a Plascrete. And unlock another slot.
You all right, boss?
You asked for chemical experts.
So the underworld cells makes it less expensive for you to annex and more expensive for other factions, but it only lasts 2 days. So when you use it, use it. Because if you don't use the benefit, you'll lose it.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Okay, no, there are 4 airships. I thought there was only 3. Mission successful. underworld cells. So I'm going to use underworld cells in this region. And then this region, because of my underworld cell owner, it is 38 authority cheaper to annex, which is incredible.
What do you want? What do you want? Let's break some bones.
Alright, this warrior's
I'm all ears.
scavenger is getting beat up, so I'm going to have him back up. Results. I did indeed become the Imperial Propagandist, so now I'm getting bonus authority. So I'm about to come into a windfall of land. Oh, that scavenger died, so I'm going to replace them with another scavenger and a combat drone. So a combat drone is a new unit that I've unlocked from getting support structures, and I'll show you that once he's recruited.
They'll die.
Their units were all ranged, so I couldn't really run away in time.
Our wages.
But it's okay. We got point of interest, so this is for economic development. And it went into Grid Explain. What's next? More economic development or expansion? Let's go with expansion this time.
I'm all ears.
Done and annexed. I'm going to make sure I save my plascrete because I'm about to have to, oh yes, nice. I'm about to have to create another refinery here, which costs like 500 plascrete. I just got another opportunity to raise my spice production by exploiting a new spice field, which is literally what I'm doing right now. So I will get a bonus of 750 Solari as a result of doing that mission, which is really, really good coincidence. And I found my first neutral siege. So here the tutorial is going, you could trade with the siege to improve your relation towards it. And if a siege is in my territory and you reach max relation, I can assign an agent to unlock its passive ability. Fremen do not require the sieges to be within your territory. So Fremen are the best at allying sieges and getting their bonuses. They can also actually build in allied sieges, which is a pretty powerful tool. I'm a smuggler, so I can't really do that. But what I can do is I can trade 1 water to the siege for 1 authority, or 10 water for 1 authority, which I will do. And now, as you can see here, siege trades plus 1 authority up top. So I gain 9 authority instead of 8. And then my relation with them is negative 37. Now, what this does is at Daldad here, periodically they will create militias. And they will send militias out to sort of random neighboring territories in order to raid those territories, like you've seen get raided over here at Harasek. But if you become allied with them, they will start raiding your enemies. So it's actually a pretty powerful tool to ally these sieges in order to avoid being raided by them, and they will also help you, because then you can see where their raids are going and join them. There's a little bit of a bug where sometimes if you attack a village that your allied siege is attacking, they will kind of attack you too, and it's annoying, but you can kill them with no real penalty, so it doesn't really matter. And another thing to note is there are some requirements here. So if I wanted to become governor of the planet, I would need to be allied with at least 2 sieges. So there are some charters that require you to be allied. I believe it's just the governorship. But that's the political way to win. I, on the other hand, want to murder my way through all the enemy leaders, assassinating them systematically. And bribe paid, so Master Briber has gone up. Nice. Okay, we have another spice field. Build a refinery here.
What do you need?
Let this army heal up, and then maybe have this have these troops go raid a neighboring territory, because as soon as I get a little bit more money, I can build a command post, which would be really powerful to do. That raises my command point limit, which is over here, which is how the sum total of the amount of troops that you can have. And here we have the Plascrete factory, so I am going to get water next, because it's wind strength 4, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And here is the combat drone. So the combat drone gains power when fighting targets that are low supplied. They also don't generate vibrations, which means just a drone by itself will not be a target from a Dune worm. If your drone is next to troops that are being targeted by a Dune worm, yeah, you're going to get eaten. But it's a way to sort of avoid the Dune worm. And let's have that drone join me now. At this point, I think I want to try to get Adad as a territory, and then to mess with Fremen, who seems to be encroaching on my territory. I don't want the Fremen getting too close to me.
We're listening.
So I'm going to march up to Esha here. So I'm not really sure why I took the chopper. I guess I changed my mind. This gives expansion progress. So let's take a look. It offered up water trade. Not bad. If I want to start to annex territory soon, I'm going to analyze some crashed choppers, because I'm going to need the intel for underworld contacts, or contracts again. Puppy treats. Dude.
Yeah? What?
Yeah.
Alright, we're going to converge over at Adad. I'm going to add Adad because I wouldn't mind getting my Plascrete income up a little bit. But I'm about to hit the requirements to get a command post. Let me sell all of my my spice for that. Oh, I don't even need to do that, because I fulfilled the chum loans. Done. So, command post, here I come. And then once that's built, I'll get the 2 military power for all my troops. And over here, we got the wind trap. That's even more water, lowering the cost for Adad. And then as soon as I have, and deploy, a fully staffed harvester to this spice field. So now I have 3 spice fields. And over here, I'll build... So one of the specialty here is gain 30% of the village's Plascrete production as Solari. So obviously, a Plascrete factory here would make sense, because it makes me money as well. Doubles.
You alright, boss?
You asked for chemical experts.
And I'll go attack Adad. Alright, this next event, contraband supply. I can either sell the spice in the black market for hegemony and Solari, or sell for a free military unit recruitment and hegemony. And one costs 300 spice, one costs 150. I can already resolve the 150. A free military unit would be nice if I got free company, but I don't have the free company research. I don't have Call to Arms researched yet. But I could queue Call to Arms up next, but it will be about 22 days until I can make use of that. So I think what I'll do is I'll sit on this event until there's almost no time left. Oh, Oh, and I found another siege. And it's literally in my territory. So I could trade water for Solari. Sure, I'll do that. And these guys are definitely going to be attacking me. So I'm going to have to turn my army around because these guys are going to be raiding Ad al-Lab. Because they spawned here. So, about alliances with sieges. Here's the alliance. So if I fill my relation level with them maxed by trading with them, the alliance would require one of my spies, but if I did have a spy there, it would provide this benefit. Scouts of the Secret Paths. So ally power in this region and in adjacent regions go up by 20%, which is not bad, but it's not amazing, because that would only really help these areas for fighting. The other siege that I have contacted, its alliance is +4 knowledge, which in my opinion is a little bit more powerful.
Hello.
What am I surveying right now? Oh, and someone just poisoned... Oh, that's weird. They poisoned me. It was Atreides again. And it's at my siege, which does literally nothing. And the operation was actually detected this time. I mean, I could just discover it this way by mousing over it, obviously, because it never affects the faction that did it. Alright. So here's a new council. Imperial Intelligence would be a really powerful tool to use against Atreides because they're using all of their missions against me, which is kind of annoying. But I don't think I'm going to be putting a bounty in that. So basically, 100% agent capture chance when an operation is detected. So in this case, because I detected the operation, I would have captured the spy as a prisoner, who I could then ransom off to them or would eventually escape. And then it also increases the chance of your agents being captured. I don't really care if people vote on me against this, because I just won't use my operations. I won't use my operatives to do anything. This one gives you 3 free guards that are temporary until it expires after 20 days, and then this one is just economic developments go faster, which I'm not putting a bounty on.
Yes, boss.
So now we're starting to research Call to Arms, which means we finished up... What were we working on? Spying logistics. Yes. So the agents that I have will be recruited more often, which is this timer up here. Alright, that crash chopper almost gave me enough to run another underworld. So I will research, or I'll analyze military crash shuttle, because maybe that will actually help. I have a 1/3 chance that will help with Call to Arms. What I will say is, early mid-game-ish, you're definitely going to need whatever tech is in this slot. For every faction, this tech right here, it's renamed for each different faction, but this tech is basically your heavy military unit. In mine, it was Free Company. It also allows you to unlock heavy militia, which is much more powerful than the regular militia. So this is one that is basically necessary around this time. Once you start fighting with other factions, if you don't have Call to Arms, and they do, you're going to get your butt kicked, unless you have overwhelming numbers. So Call to Arms is a must in like early mid game. Nothing like making bounty on their heads. Love it. Oh, sandworm. Alright, another thing I could do is to set up missile batteries to protect my territories. So I can set up a missile battery here, which does cover Dalta a little bit. But it also allows you to unlock heavy militia, which is much more powerful than the regular militia. So this is one that is basically necessary around this time. Once you start fighting with other factions, if you don't have Call to Arms, and they do, you're going to get your butt kicked, unless you have overwhelming numbers. So I can set up a missile battery here, which does cover Dalta a little bit. And then at Dalda, once I have a little bit more Plascrete, I could set one up here to kind of protect Hadrach. And then I could, with even more Plascrete, set another missile battery up here to protect all 2. So that these here, even without militia, become really, really, really difficult to siege because there are literal missile batteries just covering them. Missile batteries do have an upkeep of manpower, however, so use them wisely and tactically and not throw them everywhere because they're not free. Fly, you fools! Yes! He got out!
What do you want?
Alright, I have enough intel now for underworld cells. And I'm going to go raid Ada and then use underworld cells to annex it for less expensive. And then go fight and mess with the Fremen. Because the Fremen are sitting on my border here and I don't like it. And this red chasm here would also allow me to make more Solari.
What do you want?
Oh, they're even sending their armies over. So here's a Fremen warrior group that is now sitting on my border. Yeah, you're gonna regret that, friend. There's the missile battery, and as you can see, well, let me turn off the other circle. The missile battery now covers Hadrach easily, and then part of Dalda. So it would be possible to raid Dalda and not suffer from this missile battery, but if I put a missile battery from Adal Lab here, it would perfectly cover Dalda, so you really wouldn't be able to raid Dalda without getting shot from an adjacent tile.
That's gonna hurt.
Yes, yes, please come into my territory, please. I make well, actually, I don't own this territory yet. If I really wanted to min-max it, I could try to drag militia to an adjacent territory that I own to make the bounty of Solari on their heads. I generally find that it's difficult to do and not really worth it, though. Oh, and they also have an infiltrator here. Infiltrator does bonus damage on first shot. And I'm going to have my ranged units focus on their infiltrator. Knocking their high damage, but physically weak unit out of combat, and then focusing on their warrior. Underworld cells just got done. There goes their warrior. Thank you for the experience. And it made no difference because Ada is mine. So I've reduced the cost of annexing Ada by 18 plus 32 plus 12 with all of the bonuses that I have, which is pretty awesome.
Yes.
Done for 61. Unassigned agent. Where do I put you? Maybe counterintelligence. So I'm going to put them in counterintelligence to try to run interference and to imprison the agents that keep trying to poison my gear, my reserves, that Atreides keeps using against me, because it's annoying. Nice! The military development was called to arms, so I'm going to get that a little sooner. And then the timer on this contraband supply is running low. I'm keeping my eye on it, though. So what am I doing next? Expansion, or I'll do economic.
You all right, boss? Yes.
Thank you for tuning in to Dune Spice Wars. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch live streams of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com or the description of this video have a link to Discord. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Dune smugglers.